Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela. I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady and welcome back to Whips, Bits and Chat. This is number 101. Come on, let's go and see what I got for you today. Right, so first up today, as always, is our video roundup. Didn't do too bad with videos this week. Hopefully I've kept you entertained, especially with that one tutorial that came out this week. Right, so let's get on with the very first one. The first one was, of course, our Stitch a Week. Now this was week 10 and it was a block stitch done in 3 different ways. Okay, so it's the same principle. Is just a slightly different chain number and a slightly different amount of double crochets worked around each chain. It's easier to explain if you pop over and watch the video. Information is up there. Now please remember, check the description box where the accounts for the amount that you will need per square, like your stitch counts, will be in that description box, and it gives you the choice of making 3 different types of square using slightly different stitch amounts. Okay, now I've done this one, I was slightly evil. I did this one this way rather than doing 3 separate videos because the methods on them are all very similar, and it also means then that you can either pick and choose. You can pick your favourite one out of the 3, or you could maybe do all 3, which will also mean at a later point you'll be able to extend the size of your blanket, because then we'll be working maybe 52 or 53 squares into our blanket instead of just the 50 that we started with. But we'll just have to wait and see what other squares I come out with and whether there are multiples of those as well. Right, the next one up was of course our March Late Live. Now this was of course the first live this month that I've hosted, solely because I felt a bit bleh early on in the month. It's normally the same at this time of year for me. So we had that live. It was absolutely fun. We did have a couple of winners that managed to get their hands on a copy of May the 4th, because of course since last year was when I brought that one out, and it's been in the vault ever since. So it was really nice to get a couple of our newer subscribers in with that pattern. The next one up was of course the funny video. This was our tutorial, and it was for this cheeky little red nose. Now this one here has now had googly eyes added. This is the children's size, but there is also the adult size which hasn't had its googly eyes. Now yes, I had to do it in blue for the camera because that was the yarn I had to hand that the camera liked, but as far as I'm thinking, if it's blue, then let me think, maybe one of the 7 dwarfs would work really well with this nose for World Book Day. But of course these were ideally going to be used for Fridays. Red nose, pants. But ideally these were your emergency makes for Friday's Red Nose Day, which of course happened earlier on in the week over here in the UK. Now I know that Red Nose Day has also moved to other countries as well, so keep an eye out for your local Red Nose Day, and then you will have an ideal pattern to make where of course you can add extra things too, not just googly eyes. You could add silly arms, a tongue, all sorts, crazy hair that will stop the kid from seeing where they're going. Just loads and loads. So there we go, and that is the red nose, and that was the Parent Hack Fancy Dress Nose in brackets Red Nose Day, hashtag number 24. Now this of course can be made in all different colours, so you could of course use it for black, for noses, for World Book Day maybe, where your kid wants to go in as a cat, or maybe even pink if they wanted to go in as a rabbit. Never know, there is so many different choices that we can do using this really simple pattern. Now I'm pushing the pattern a little bit. It is also in a written form. Until the end of next month, 75% of any of those patterns that are purchased, so it's this pattern, if you purchase this pattern, 75% will be going over to Red Nose Day, and I will show you on the last of the month. I'll do a screen grab showing you the date as it is when I took the screen grab, and of course how much I have made off of this pattern, so that you guys all know that that's the amount that went over from us on the channel. Okay, and the extra little bit just goes for covering the costs from Ravelry, where they charge a percentage. Okay, so if it turns out that there's a bit more added in, there'll be a bit more added in. Our next video up was the Simply Crocheted Endangered Animals Calendar 2022. Now, of course, this was one of the extra bits that you get sometimes with magazines that you buy in store. And of course, this one was attached to the Simply Crochet, probably the November or December copy from last year. I don't know, because I didn't actually purchase this. I was given it by a gorgeous lady up the road. It was clearing out a garage. Yay! And then our last video up this week was, of course, our Throwback Friday and number 57. So they were the videos this week. Of course, all of them that are mentioned will be in the I button up above, so it saves you having to go and hunt for them, and they'll also be in the description box down below. Right, so what else have I been up to? Of course, there were the tutorials that were made, and they take like a day to do each. And then, of course, I've done some more Throwback Fridays. Again, they take their time, and I have to sit there and watch them, cut them up, watch them again, and then comment, and then stick it all together. So they take an age. Now, the reason I'm trying to get as many videos made as possible is we're about to change our internet provider over to a different company, and that means that our TV package is being cut on the head majorly, which is going to save us an absolute fortune. The internet provider that we're going with, again, saving us an absolute fortune, but we've never been very lucky when it comes to changing internet providers, and normally there's something that goes wrong, and either a delay in getting the equipment or a delay in them providing the service. So because of this, I'm making sure I've got enough videos to keep us going over that change period, so that hopefully you won't notice any difference. The only thing that may not happen will be that any lives that are booked in, so I'm not really booking them as such, just keep an eye out on Tuesdays for I'm going live at 7 o'clock type thing. And of course there may be a break in these videos, which is the Sunday ones, just because I won't be able to upload it. But other than that, hopefully there will be no break at all. But it's definitely going to be worth it, because at the moment we're paying nearly 80 quid a month out for our package, and as of next month it will be down to 30. Yep, you heard right, saving 50 quid. Well, that'll help with the gas and electric now, won't it? But crochet wise, of course, there was these ones, and there is a block coming out next week. We've got that one covered as well. I've also made a hat, but I'm not going to be showing you that one yet, because I'm in the process of making that tutorial as well. Now, it is a hat for us. It's not a kiddie hat, it's an adult hat. But it's a nice little play on one of the other stitches that you will be learning shortly. So it's next week's stitch, and we're playing with that one, and that's all I'm going to tell you. You're going to have to wait until Tuesday to find out what the stitch is going to be. Then the other thing I've been doing is, of course, my blanket, or my bed runner, which I've decided isn't going to be long enough now for the bed runner, so I'm going to use it on my sofa and pop it along the bottom seats of the sofa, so that if we get some hot weather in the summer, my bum won't stick to the fake leather if I'm in shorts. Yay! Okay, so this pattern is a number 40 from our gorgeous Courtney at Fibre Fox Studios. Now, she has a video for this one, and she also has the written pattern. Now, the written pattern itself is brilliant. You've got your graph, but it also is written row by row of what you need to do, so it makes it even easier to do. Yay, because you can mark it off as you go, thankfully. Right, so let me work out which side's which. Right, and then I will show you it. Right, so working from the bottom up, here it is here. Now this is 3 repeats wide, and as it stands at the moment, give me a second, I've got to count it, completely forgot to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, it is up to 5 and 8 bit repeats along. So this one is really nice and long now. Now I'm 5'8" and quite leggy, and it's getting to the point where I don't need any heating in the house when I'm working on this, because it goes down to my ankles. So by the time I finish this repeat, it'll go over my feet, which is going to be absolutely brilliant. So here it is, and I can't even show you all of it, and I can't see through it to see how much of it you can actually see, but there we go. And now this one, I am using an Aldi yarn for the main blue. So that one there. Now I've only got one more cake left of it, so once it's out, it's out, because of course with Aldi you can't get the colours again. So I have tried comparing it to the colours that we've got up on, I've got up behind me, which, and the main one that I would probably use would be this one, although it is a darker shade. This is the navy, which is shade 976 navy by the chunky Signet Pateau Everyday DK range. Now yes, it is a darker, but of course it would make that secondary colour pop even more than what it's already doing. Now the second colour is a papaya cake, and this one, the colourway is Wood Nymph. Okay, so that's those colours there. And I'm not cutting it at all, I'm just going backwards and forwards and hoping that it works out, and so far it has been. I do have this secondary cake, but I don't think I'm going to be using it for this. I will end up using that for a future mosaic. But you can also get Mandela cakes in exactly the same colourway as that as well. So if you've got a local supplier of Mandela cakes over here in the UK, and you'll be able to grab that. And of course you can get your Signet Pateau Everyday DK from the Secret Yarn Stash. There is a link in the description box down below for her. If you use that link and go on to purchase, I get a little kickback. So any money raised from that goes on to buying more yarn to make more tutorials. And if I start up on the poppies again, it'll be to make more poppies. That was the idea of it right back when I got it last year, and it done really, really well for us. Next bit. Right, so a link to Courtney's video will be up here, and also her Etsy shop will be in the description box and down below, along with a channel link, of course. Right, okay, so last year, or Decemberish time, I told you all that I'd ordered myself a new set of hooks from June that are exactly the same as my old ones, that we all know I've worn out. The reason I say I've worn them out is the grip handle, all the colour has coming off, all the sponginess is coming off. Hold on. I think it's just easier if I show you, isn't it? Right, so the ones I ordered from June come in a packet like this. Okay, these stickers are not on the front, it's just a clear packet with your hooks in from a size 2mm, which is a B, all the way up to a 6mm, which is the J. Now this is my second pack of these. I really find them lovely and comfortable in my hands because of the way I hold my hook. Now I do have issues with them. This isn't a hook review, I might do one at a later point for these, but you never know. I'm finding it quite hard to actually find these ones now. They start off life like this, looking all lovely and pristine with the number on the end. After you've used them for maybe one, or if you're lucky, 2 projects, you lose the number. Now it doesn't matter if you pop some clear nail varnish over it, you still lose it. And I've even tried writing it on with a Sharpie and that wore off as well. So to be honest, keeping hold of the number for these, best thing I found was a couple of these white sticky labels and just write it on as soon as I got them. But as you can clearly see, oh, let's put this in, clearly see what my favourite hooks are, because if you look, the blue and the green, which the blue one is my 4mm and the green is my 4.5. I'm wearing them out. Oh, get back in there, you. Right, so yeah, they end up looking like this, and the actual colour, it's this piece itself will just start moving along, as you can see there, and then it comes off on your finger. Ew. So on some of my tutorials you will notice little dots of blue or little dots of green, where of course it's coming off, but I still find them so comfortable to hold. So I was getting them from June, and my first ones I managed to get with a discount code, and I think I got them for about £5. The next ones I got for £7 with a discount code. So for an entire set of hooks, I didn't mind that. Well, I put in an order last year for another set of hooks, and it was my little Christmas present to me. They didn't arrive, and I've had what was it, 2 orders in a row now and not arrive with different bits in, so I've had to put in a claim and I got my money back. So rather than putting in another order for the hooks and waiting another 3 months, I said to my husband, I said, any chance? And he's like, go on then. And so I jumped on to Amazon.co.uk, and I started searching through for the hooks there, and I finally found a hook set which looks pretty identical, to be honest. Now it comes with some other extra bits, and it worked out to just shy of £11. Now the same set was also on there at £12, £13, stuff like that. So it was a case of searching through and finding the cheapest version of it. Well, I'm really lucky. He's got Amazon next day delivery, so he put it in last night and it arrived today. I've taken it out of the box type thing that it comes in, one of them. I've taken it out of that because I just couldn't wait any longer, and it's in a cute little case like this with a really lovely cute sticker on there as well on the front. Okay, so, and now I've got to work out how to get into it. I'm going to do it off camera because it's very noisy, this plastic. This is a lot of aggro. Lots of aggro. I would say well packed, but I'm thinking it's just what they've done is they've folded the bag and then sealed around the outside. Now it does actually have a sticker that says made in China, Shanghai something or other, and the something or other is in the local language. Right, okay, so I'm in. Yay, get rid of that. The first thing that it came with is this weird thing here, but of course, as you can see, it's a pair of clippers. So quite a nice little travel pair of snippers there, with of course the safety lid, and they did seem quite relaxed when using them, which is good. And then it comes with a little bag, okay, which has got, I think that's the cherry blossom, or it could be like a cherry blossomed style thing. And then inside, I've got a new tape measure, yay, and no second guessing as to whether my old ones have stretched. And then loosely, this is the only drawback to it, loosely we have got some plastic darning needles. I don't know whether I'll use them. I've got a favourite, and it's my metal one, and I've had it since before I took up crochet. I got it in a set about 20 odd years ago when I was doing cross stitch, and it was too big for the cross stitch fabric that I was using. So I just put it to one side and found it when I took up crochet, thankfully. Right, and then it's got some of the plastic stitch markers. 1, 2, 3. There's 10 of those, and there is 6 of the needles, so pop them back in, and I'll pop them in. And the best bit, new hooks. So fingers crossed these are the same length as the old ones. I really should get one of my old ones back out of the box to see, shouldn't I? Alright, so they are looking like they are the same colours as what I previously had. And they feel very much the same as the old ones. Hold on, let me get my large red out. My J. Okay, so let's feel. This is the old one and this is the new one. Okay, it's slightly less spongy, but that may just be that this one, the old one, has been used, so the outside has been slightly warmed or something. But no, they do feel pretty much identical. Let's keep that one separate. What we got? Where's me black? There we go. 2, 5, 5. No, I'm just checking they're all here. Yep, they appear to all be the same, and they are exactly in the same colour order as well, which is going to make it a lot easier when it comes to replacing these ones with me newbies. Right, so the only last thing to check is length. Are they the same length? Oh, yeah, that's the other one. They appear to be. The necks and everything like that, that all seems to be pretty standard. There might be a slight millimetre difference between them, and they appear to be 2 to 3 millimetres longer than my old ones. Yeah, even better. There's a chance of them getting caught here. So, yep, I am back to crocheting with some nice, fresh, new hooks. Fingers crossed they're made identically. I can't see any real difference between them at the moment without having a proper close look. But I think they're the same. Honestly, I do. Now it's time for the bestest bit of the video. It is your photographs. First up, of course, we have got our collection of Stitch a Week squares. So let's go and have a nose at those. Now, I had one very daring crazy send me a photograph this week after the tutorial went out for the fancy dress nose, and she sent me a photograph. She actually sent me two. One was quite normal, and then the second one was showing her true personality. Bat crazy, just like me. Go on, let me show you what I'm talking about. Thank you ever so much, Aragurumi Ninja, for firing that photograph over. I know it's given me a good giggle, and I did warn you I was going to use it, and I'm hoping it's giving everybody else a good giggle as well. Now remember, if you've made one, please take a photograph and send it to me. If you don't want me to show it, please state don't show it. Or pop it on a kid. That's another way I won't show it unless you give me the okay to use the image. Right, and next bit. That is it for me for today. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I will see you all again next week. So if you can, please stay in and definitely stay safe. And ta-ra for now, everybody.